Good evening, and welcome to the Florence Freshman Center. Let me get this thing centered correctly. Basically, what I want to tell you about is Mr. Shepard's Code of Ethics. My Code of Ethics deals with having a high moral standard, keeping God first, making sure that I am doing things that will give Him the honor in each and everything that I do in my life. My next step of my Code of Ethics deals with my work ethic. It deals with the idea that I believe that hard work definitely pays off. And then the next thing would deal with the idea that I think we need to keep family first. We need to try to make sure that we create the proper balance as it relates to the triangle of our moral life, our professional life, and our family life by putting, of course, our family along the top in relationship to the things that we do day in and day out. Followed by making sure that we are good professionals as it relates to what we do, that we are constant learners, that we're always trying to do things that are going to better and improve ourselves. All of that would be followed by the idea that I think that in life, as it relates to having a good code of ethics, that you give back to the community that gives to you, that you find a way to positively communicate, to positively give to the communities in which we live. Then finally, at the end of the day, I think it's very important that we set aside and take time out for ourselves so that we can give some time to ourselves so that we too can make sure that we have an opportunity to be able to give since we give so much. And I think a part of my ethics is making sure that I have the proper balance as it relates to the number one thing, the morals, having a good higher moral standard, carrying yourself in a way that's positive, making sure that you create a way that keeps family first in your life, and then that of course will be followed by the professional world, making sure that I'm doing things and carrying myself in a way that that shows that I am of course a role model to both the teachers and the educators that work with me, as well as the students that I come into contact with. And then of course that will be followed by being a good community servant, and then of course giving time to myself. All those things factor in. Now I think that all sets the pace, and that all of that goes in together to allowing me the opportunity to set the tone for the school. I think it's a positive because the teachers and the other educators that work in the field with me see that I have a good work ethic, and then also the students it carries over because they see that not only is Mr. Shepard trying to do things that are going to improve their educational opportunity at the Florence Freshman Center, but he's also involved in other things that try to make sure that he's well-rounded and try to make sure that he's the leader that they need a good educational leader to be, both dealing with in the school as well as outside of the school. All those things factor into what it is that goes into Shepard's Code of Ethics, trying to make sure that he is doing what it is that he is supposed to be doing to carry out the function of being an effective educational leader. Thank you. Setting the tone as it relates to professional dress is a very important part of the Code of Ethics. I think that we are supposed to dress in a certain way that shows that we are professional. I think that this sets the tone for the professionals that we work with, and it also sets up a good code of ethics as it relates to the students, making sure that they understand that one day when they enter the workforce, there will be a certain level of expectation for them as it relates to how they dress as well. It's a good part of decision making as it relates to teaching the students you come into contact with. My motto as it relates to my work ethic deals with the idea that hard work pays off. I try to carry this tone each and every day with each and every person that I come into contact with. And so that's another part of my code of ethics that I wanted to make sure that we share. Also very important that you put God first in your life. I do this, of course, by attending church at Crosspoint Church of Christ. That doesn't make me a good Christian, but I try to invoke values into myself that will help me have a high moral standard in each and everything that I do. I truly believe that family is the most important thing. Taking time out to make sure that you spend time with your family, setting the tone by showing that you spend time with your family. I think all of these factor into making sure that you as an educational leader are setting the tone and have a good code of ethics for what you believe to be the important things in life. This is a very important thing. You can get involved in parks and recs and coach. And then taking care of self, taking time to go play golf, to go to the gym, to work out so that you can make sure that you're taking care of yourself. All these factor into the things that I think are very important as it relates to the code of ethics. These things carry over and can go a long way in making sure that you as the educational leader set the tone for your school.